I'm David Fleming, Director of National Museums Liverpool and President of the Museums Association for the next 3 years. My aspirations for the MA over that period is essentially that it finds its voice. It needs to magnify the voice of individual people that work in museums and make sure that those people that need to listen to us, need to hear what we've got to say, do hear it. So government, politicians of all kinds, the media, the public generally, the MA needs to find the voice of the sector. It's more important than ever. The Museums Association's revising its Code of Ethics this year. We've had a Code of Ethics for a number of years now, although not forever. You know, they're still fairly recent in terms of codifying what our ethics ought to be. The important thing is to mix the principles that guide the work that we do with societal change, because there are lots of changes going on around us and the public has the right to have an understanding of what ethical codes are about. And of course museums only exist really to serve the public. So it's a tricky job drawing those lines together to make sure that the public understands the code of ethics of the museums, because it's not necessarily the first thing that they think of doing. But the code of ethics for museums particularly needs to rely on the public's expectation that museums are going to be honest in what they do. Honest in what we say, honest in where we take money from, who we're listening to, what the messages are that we're giving. I don't think the Code of Ethics will ever be prescriptive about what we should and shouldn't do, but what I would like to see is that the Museums Association's Code of Ethics does tell us where the bear traps are, what are the pitfalls, what are the difficulties, what are the areas where we might struggle a little bit. We should be able to go to the Code of Ethics to find that out. I think the main challenges facing museums over the next few years is simply going to be funding. Museums have demonstrated over the past generation or so how impactful and important they can be with a certain level of funding, and it's quite clear that many museums are going to have less resource than they have had. So the risk is that we'll get frustrated and do less, and the challenge for us all is to make sure that we don't do less, but we keep going and keep being as useful as we can be on behalf of the public, even although there's less money around.